Before I came to Japan as an adult, I didn't know a lot about the country, and as a young child I knew even less. But what I do remember is a comic strip in a short-lived British comic that told the story of Benkei the warrior brigand, faithful retainer of his lord Yoshitsune, who followed and defended the young hero even until he died. And their story is celebrated here too, at Manpuku-ji Temple in Kamakura.
Unlike his elder brother, raised by warrior clans here in the east, Yoshitsune was a westerner, raised by monks in the mountains just outside the imperial capital. The story, Ushiwakamaru, tells of those days, where Yoshitsune, living amongst the monks, had no martial skills, so was taught to fight like a samurai by a friendly tengu, a mountain goblin, and went on to use those skills upon arriving in the imperial capital and crossing the Gojo bridge. He was challenged to a fight by Benkei, who went on to be his faithful retainer. It was in Kyoto Yoshitsune gained the loyalty of his men, warriors such as Benkei, and the admiration and patronage of the imperial court. Perhaps it was a rational doubt on the part of the Minamoto leader as to where his brother's true loyalties lay, with Kamakura or with Kyoto. Or maybe it was purely envy that caused him to turn on the gallant young general, hero of 1,000 tales, yet destined to die at 30. And so it was that Yoshitsune, laden with honours and high regard by the men and women of the imperial court, and accompanied by enemy prisoners as a show of his loyalty, arrived here at the western entrance to Kamakura, and waited for the victorious leader, Yoritomo, his brother, to bid him enter. And he waited, and he waited, even writing a letter, which he dictated to Benkei, imploring Yoritomo to embrace his friendly and subservient overtures. But Yoritomo was angry, and perhaps he could have given shape to his displeasure that Yoshitsune had given unwarranted legitimacy to the imperial court by accepting its accolades. This was, after all, a new age where fighting men were answerable to and rewarded by their clan chief, their lord, not the emperor. Yoritomo, in seeking to stress this, decided to make an example of Yoshitsune, who, after all, he barely knew, forcing Yoshitsune to escape Kamakura and go on the run.
This dance commemorates a much-loved heroine of the Japanese. Her name was Shizuka Gozen, the Lady Shizuka. She was an imperial courtesan whose dancing, it was said, in a period of severe drought, when the emperor's advisors, magicians and priests could do nothing. It was her dancing that finally brought the rain.
She was dearly loved by many, not least by the dashing Minamoto general Yoshitsune, and she loved him back. When the Minamoto leader, Yoritomo, was jealously and ruthlessly hunting down his younger brother, he had Shizuka Gozen brought to Kamakura and demanded to know Yoshitsune's whereabouts. Shizuka refused to yield, instead performing a defiant dance of devotion to her fugitive lover. Yoritomo, furious, almost executed Shizuka, save for the intercession of his wife, Masako. But Yoritomo continued to ceaselessly persecute the dancer, casting her baby son, the son of Yoshitsune, into the sea and hounding Shizuka, this most loyal and beloved Japanese heroine, to an early grave.
So where was Yoshitsune? After he fled Manpuku-ji temple on the western outskirts of Kamakura, with Yoritomo's men in hot pursuit, he returned to Kyoto, but even here, in the imperial capital, nobody was in a position to withstand the iron will of Yoritomo. Nobody in Japan was, because, with the help of Yoshitsune, Yoritomo had extinguished all potential opposition, former friend and foe alike, and now only Yoshitsune stood in his way, and then nobody could stop him. So fleeing for his life, Yoshitsune escaped through forgotten mountain valleys and forests to the northern capital of the Fujiwara, where the old lord, who had taken in and protected Yoshitsune as a youth, took him in again. But age overtook the old man, and his son had no qualms about siding with Yoritomo. So Yoshitsune and Benkei, heroes of 1,000 tales, and a small band of loyal retainers made their last stand in front of the golden temple of Hiraizumi. And after they fell in a hail of arrows and flames, Yoshitsune's head was brought back to Kamakura to prove to Yoritomo that now nothing stood between him and complete mastery of Japan.